Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Wednesday, June the 20th, and this is the market overview. Looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, SLV, and all the rest. Well, today was the big day. Old Benny Boy came out and essentially gave the bare minimum that he needed to do. And beyond that, just gave encouragement that if they need to act, they're going to act. Not overly convincing to me, but hey, it's what everyone else thinks that drives the markets, right? So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I am not impressed by Operation Twist 2.0. It's definitely better than nothing for the overall markets, but it's not QE. Just isn't QE. And certainly isn't QE flow, which that was a really crazy plan, and if they had implemented that, whew, I would not even be thinking about any shorts. But anyways, going right along. Starting off with the Dow, like always, we ended with a hanging man, sort of. Yeah, it's a hanging man. It's a hammer. Didn't do too much damage. I mean, it was it swung pretty wild today. It went up a decent amount. It went down a great amount. A fraction of 1 point within the low of yesterday before getting turned back. And that's okay. I mean, this was a fairly big candle having support, in this case support, at the bottom of the candle. It's fine, but it was pretty darn amazing the amount that they were able to claw back, considering we did not get full-blown QE3. So beyond that, we have the 14-day RSI moving average still moving up. We have the stochastics holding high. Looks like the fast wants to turn, but it's too early to know for sure. We have the CCI ticking down. We have the RSI ticking up. We have the MACD histogram very slight tick down, which is kind of all at the same time interesting because it's the only major index that got a downtick on the histogram today, and at the same time, since nothing else got a downtick today on the histogram, this could be nothing. And the MACD itself moving on up. The daily chart still looks pretty darn good. We didn't make a new recent high today, but we didn't get that much damage either, closing right at the upper price consensus level for this month. So overall, daily time frame, bulls aren't doing bad. Moving right along to more important time frames. Matter of fact, in this case, I'll probably do the 128 minute as well, just because it's almost as important as the daily. Now, on the 128, it is well, it's more powerful than the 60, but we can see here we do have essentially everything moving down, with the exception of the 14-day RSI moving average, which got a slight tick up, but everything else attempting to move down. We have plenty of green in the heat map. It looks overdone. Going to the 60. It's worked off some of its green on the descent today, even though it recaptured most of it. And we have everything, including the 14-day RSI moving average, moving down. Actually, we have the histogram ticking up, and the RSI and the CCI ticking up in the 60-minute time frame. So yeah, no wonder why this isn't looking so bad. So actually, 60-minute time frame doesn't look that bad for the bulls either. Very interesting. I mean, overall bearish because of the 14-day, but yeah, it looks like it could get a little bit of a move up. We still have negative divergence, MACD histogram, negative divergence in the RSI. and that's it. So, mixed picture. It's going to once again be at the mercy of the news, but the bulls don't have the QE to hide behind at this moment. So whatever comes next, I would expect will be amplified, good or bad. Moving on to the SPX. Yes, very similar to the Dow. No downtick in the MACD histogram. Still down on the CCI. Stochastics, the fast, looking like it wants to loop. RSI going sideways, not up like the Dow. No new high today, ending with a hanging man. We have no downtick in the long-term moving averages. We're not resting on the upper price consensus level. So in some ways, this is actually better than the Dow, and that's what it is. And 128 doesn't look good, just like the Dow. 60 looks essentially identical to the Dow, with the loop up of the RSI and the CCI at the end of the day. Maybe if we continue down, those will turn back down. 14-day moving down. So overall, really could go either way. Man, I wish there was something a little more definitive about that, but it is what it is. And the VIX, absolutely bad today. I mean, what else can you say? The averages were down and the VIX was down. Something is not right. We have an inverse hammer on the VIX. Very impressive tail. I mean, this is a possible reversal candle. I don't like these as much as I do, traditional hammers at bottoms of ranges. Not to say that this is the bottom of, whatever range it's going to make out. Made a new recent low today, unlike the Dow, unlike SPX not making their recent highs. We still have very, very red area in the heat map, suggesting that this is way overdone. 14-day RSI moving average still moving down. Stochastics still pointing down. CCI up, RSI down, histogram down, MACD down. Overall, a bad looking chart. Bad looking chart. 60-minute, any relief in sight? Because the bears do need the VIX on their side. And yeah, it's not so bad. It's not great. 14-day RSI moving average moving up. Stochastics going down to meet it. CCI down, RSI down, histogram down, MACD sideways. Still in a bullish cross, but in danger. Not a great looking chart, but not the end of the world chart either. We can see we have plenty of orange and red down here at this level, also suggesting that this is in a bottoming area. You can see when that happens, you come down, it starts turning colors, can have further down, and eventually it gets out of it. Is it going to get out of it tomorrow? Just don't know. TNA. Yep. And this one, I believe, exceeded its high by a penny. Just over a penny. So it did make a new recent high today. Barely, barely, barely. Unlike the Dow, unlike SPX, we do have some green popping in here at this level. It is a hanging man, possible reversal candle. It did close within the long-term moving average bar instead of outside of it. And we don't, since we gapped above the 200-day moving average, we haven't had confirmation of a solid green candle. Didn't get that today either. So we're not confirmed really above this 200 yet. Down on the CCI, up on the stochastics, up on the 14-day RSI moving average, sideways on the RSI, up on the histogram, up on the MACD. Overall, a nice looking chart. And TNA should lead, as should CompQ, which we'll get to. 60-minute time frame looks worse than the Dow and SPX. down on the CCI, down on the 14-day RSI moving average, down on the stochastics, up on the RSI, down on the MACD bearish cross, down on the MACD histogram still underway. This looks worse. And a bar retest would take it to just a hair above 50. And would that be a good place for it to bounce? Yeah, it would. Because that would be the possible previous neckline, and a retest of that neckline is normal, healthy, and encouraged. So be very interesting to see that happen. I hope that it does. And moving on to UUP. Yesterday we were happy about the taking out the target area at 2240, and today it did bounce slightly at one point, very convincingly, but not bad. I do think that this one will go up to 22.6 on the upswing at the least, but daily chart, yeah, it's not so great. MACD histogram losing momentum, but still a tick down. Down on the MACD itself, up on the RSI, up on the CCI, up on the fast stochastic, not the slow. Oh, actually slightly up on the slow as well. And down on the 14-day RSI moving average, we do have a little bit of warning signal in the heat map. I think that Ben actually helped this somewhat today, because no QE means no printing, meaning no further weakness of the dollar, at least in the case of further printing and devaluing it. So that is a help to the dollar. And 22.6 is not far away from here, but actually maybe it could even be higher than that, and try to do this previous high, which is 2264, which also coincides with this low. So that actually would make a lot of sense, because it's 2 taps on a level, only 4 cents off of what I think really it will go to at least, but just my opinion. And FXE, the euro, very interesting. Spinning top today, getting inside the long-term moving average bar, kissing the major price consensus level, backing away from it. Not a good showing so far. Up on the 14-day RSI moving average, down on the stochastics, down on the CCI, sideways on the RSI. Ooh, very slightly up on the MACD histogram and up on the MACD. Very much a push-pull, but any bad news or bickering or argument out of Euro land, and this one's going to be in trouble. But I guess timing will be of the essence. XOI, when oil is bullish, the market is bullish, and oil was slightly, at least in the case of XOI, slightly red today. Big spinning top, having problems in the long-term moving average bar, which is still pretty darn powerful. We do have penetration by the short-term moving averages. We didn't have complete crossover and separation prior to entering the bar, so getting to about this level is normal. Have a little bit of green hinting in the heat map, not spectacular by any means. Down on the CCI, up on the 14-day RSI moving average, mixed on the stochastics, but holding high. Up on the RSI, ooh, very slightly up on the MACD histogram and up on the MACD. This one looks like it's in trouble. CompQ, the NASDAQ. Not a great day, not a terrible day. Ending with a hanging man. Still nicely above the long-term moving average bar. We have a little bit of a warning sign in the heat map. Down on the CCI, holding high on the stochastics, up on the 14-day RSI moving average, up on the RSI, up on the histogram, up on the MACD. A nice looking chart. This one to me looks better than the Dow and SPX, and it did make a new high today. And Apple. Yeah, you know. Not bad. Not great. Hangman. No new high. A little tiny bit of a warning area. Stochastics are on their way up, along with the 14-day RSI moving average. Sideways on the CCI. Boy, that's hard to tell on the MACD histogram. I'll just call it even, because I'm not really sure. It's so darn close. And slightly up on the MACD itself. Not a bad chart, and unlike many things, 60-minute time frame. This one to me looks like it has more upside in the short term. It had reached an area of warning sign in the heat map. It did pull back some, worked some of it out. Stochastics are on their way up, 60-minute time frame. CCI is on the way up, RSI is on the way up. It's not perfect. 14-day RSI moving average ticking down. Histogram going down, but actually a tick up at the end of the day, and down on the MACD itself. But from Guppy, it came up, got away from the long-term moving average bar, came down, touched it, bounced off. To me, that's a good sign. But that is just the 60-minute, and you know, this one moves pretty darn fast. And XLF, the financials, which did fantastic today, thanks to JP Morgan and its massive rally. Ending with a doji star, not a great candle. 14-day RSI moving average is still moving up, but stochastics, well, they're holding high. Down on the CCI, down on the RSI, up on the histogram, up on the MACD. More good than bad, but not the greatest chart. It did make a new recent high today, so that is nice. Yeah, the bank strength definitely was a contributing factor to the lack of sell-off today, in my opinion. And 60-minute time frame, 14-day RSI moving average getting underway to the downside. Stochastics going down, CCI down, RSI up, histogram down, and the MACD itself getting a bearish cross and heading down. And hey, why not? JP Morgan, most important bank. Spectacular move today. Gap up, moved on up, closed above the 200-day moving average, ending with a spinning top. Need confirmation of breaking the 200-day moving average for real, but it is getting to the gap fill area. And beyond that, everything ticking up. Really not bad in the daily time frame, not bad at all. And no warning sign in the heat map as well. And why not? 60-minute time frame, JP Morgan. Since this one is so important, look at that move. That's really nice. But beyond that, 14-day RSI moving average going sideways, holding high. CCI down, stochastics down, RSI down, MACD down, MACD histogram down. A retrace of this would bring it down to about 35.5, and it would be natural and healthy for that to happen. It would not be good for the overall market, though. And what else is there? I think I got it all. How about that? That was fast. No, I didn't. GE. Try to get a better read on the Dow. And this one, this is the one I was thinking of. This one beat yesterday's high by 1 penny. But a penny is a penny. And so a new recent high today on GE. We do have some excessive separation in the short-term moving averages. We have warning signs in the heat map. The 14-day RSI moving average ticking up. Stochastics holding high. Down on the CCI. Sideways on the RSI. Up on the histogram. Up on the MACD. A nice looking chart. And this one in the 60-minute time frame. looks a lot better than many of the other 60-minute charts. We do have green in the heat map. We've had it for a while now. So that is not going to tell us too much at the moment. 14-day RSI moving average leveling out by the end of the day. Stochastics going up, CCI going up, RSI going up, MACD going sideways, MACD histogram slanting up and ticking up. This one is not a bad 60-minute chart. So, can it carry the day tomorrow? I guess we'll find out. And of course, I knew I was forgetting something. GLD. Oh. The way that stocks did not move, GLD did. Oh, it was that was a pretty bad move considering everything else. Ending with a doji star being ejected from the long-term moving average bar. Middle Bollinger Band going for a cross. We don't have a real warning sign in the heat map as of yet. A little bit of orange, but nothing really telling. Up on the 14-day RSI moving average, down on the stochastics, down on the CCI, down on the RSI, down on the histogram, down on the MACD. And SLV. Yeah, this one got pounded as well. Ending with a spinning top right at the lower Bollinger Band. It crimped, indicating a big move is about to happen. Getting away from the long-term moving average bar, closing below the major price consensus level. Middle Bollinger Band going for its cross, down on everything except the 14-day RSI moving average, which is getting a little bit high. Are gold and silver telling us anything? It's possible. And the VIX just seems odd to me today. But anyways, it is what it is. Going to see what happens now that Benny is out of the way. See what happens out of Euroland. And I do expect something of a pullback soon. And we're just going to have to see. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you very much.